Hi, Eric Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today I'm going to speak to you about the new medium format camera by Fujifilm, the GFX 100SII. And not just that, actually, I'm here in France. I came specially because Fujifilm France told me I could try some gear, and Olivier Saint-Jarry came specially to Nantes to bring me the gear. Not just that, also the new XT50. I'll leave you a link here if you want to have a look at it, and also the new 16 to 50 millimeter. Also leave you a link here. So thank you very much, Fujifilm France. Thank you, Olivier. So let's start. One thing before I start, one thing I want to clarify, I also said it on the video about the XT50. Every time a new gear comes out, many people think the YouTuber is getting paid if he gets it before the launch. So one thing, first, I have to give back this gear. Second, I'm not getting paid by Fujifilm, and I say whatever I want. Third, I paid myself for the plane ticket to come to France to pick up this gear and try it, okay? So I don't want to have these kind of comments that are nasty and no point, okay? We're here to speak about the gear, not about anything else. So let's carry on. During the video, I show you some pictures I made with the camera. Like every new camera, the raw files are not readable by raw development software. All brands do that. They don't give the info to the developers because they want discretion. They don't want people to know what camera is coming out. So all the pictures you see in this video are direct JPEG from the camera. I could manage to open the files, the raw files, in Iridium developer, but as the camera is not in his database, well, obviously it could not apply the adjustment that it needs to do. So the results were good, but still I think it's fair to present the JPEG because it gives exactly what the camera is giving. So that's good news because it means when the definitive non-production, no pre-production but production camera will be available, obviously the result will be even better. So that's great. I used three lenses. They lent me the 20 to 35 millimeter. I actually presented it on my channel already. The 35 to 70 are also used, and the 63 millimeter I didn't know. Okay, so you'll see some pictures, and at the end of the video I put them again in case you want to look at them easy, tranquil, without me speaking. Okay, so here's the camera, but I think it's better to show you close up and not my face. So let's have a look at it. Yeah, it's better, no? Yeah, let's go for it. Well, here's the GFX 100S Mark II. I really love it. The texture is the same as its brother, the GFX 100 Mark II, but the shape, the body shape, body form, it's exactly the same as its predecessor, the 100S and the GFX 50S Mark II. Here, as you can see, it's not that big. Well, it is big, it's a big camera, but it's not that big if you compare to my hand and to the fact that it is medium format. Here you have the top screen. I really love, you can actually change its color if you want. It's white on black, but you can have it black and white if you want, okay? Really nice. The difference with the GFX 100 Mark II, here you have two SD card UHS-2, when the 100 Mark II has a CF Express and an SD card, but this one doesn't have any 8K video, so no need for a CF Express. Here on the other side you have a PC connector if you want to flash, connect your flash with this, mini HDMI, USB-C, and here you have the sound connectors for microphone and headphone. And the screen, you can tilt it this way, okay, this way also. And also something I really like is that you can connect it, put it this way if you want to do vertical pictures. I close this, okay. So if you look at it, it really looks like a GFX 100S. The differences are inside, okay. So really a beautiful camera for me. I'm going to show you how it looks with different lenses. Actually, this body, you've seen it before with the GFX 50S Mark II and also the 50S. Okay, it's the same body, and the size is really okay. It's not small, not as small as a compact camera, but still, it's for medium format, it's still a really reasonable size. Okay. This one, you cannot have any grip, vertical grip. For that, you will need to have the 100 Mark II, but well, that's the way it is. So I'm going to show you with different lenses. Here is the 35 to 70 millimeter. As you can see, take off the hood, okay? It's a really reasonable size. When I open the zoom, it gets a bit longer. This lens, you could find it in some kits with the 50S Mark II, I think, and maybe the 50S, the 100S, sorry, I'm not sure. But still, this is still really compact. Knowing that some full frame have grip, some full frame camera are bigger, larger than this one. Not all of them, obviously, but still, I think the size is really reasonable. Look at my hand, okay? That's the way it looks. Here is the 63 millimeter 2.8. As you can see, this is a really compact lens for the size. I don't have the sun hood here, doesn't matter, but it gives you an idea. And I think it's really reasonable. When you look at this combo, 63 millimeter in medium format is like 50 millimeter in full frame. And I think the size is really, really good. It fits really nice on this camera. And here with my favorite GFX lens, the 20 to 35 millimeter f4. I know it's big, but take into account that f4 medium format is luminous, and also because it is a wide angle lens, 20 millimeters, like 16 millimeter on full frame. And even though it's a heavy lens, it's still really well balanced with this body. You can use it handheld. It's really nice to use. Obviously, you can use a tripod also, but I use it this way. I really love it. No doubt. The day I get some GFX camera, I get this lens too. No doubt. I love it. Some technical details. The 100S came out in February 2021, so 3 years ago, which is the usual turnover for a Fujifilm. Sometimes 2 years, sometimes 4 years, but wow, 3 years is about normally what they do, okay? So that's okay. The sensor is 102 million pixels, but really important. This is not the same sensor as the 100S. It is the same as the 100 Mark II, the 102. And this is a sensor that is more recent than the Hasselblad X2D, okay? So if you are thinking about it, this one is more recent. The camera is 14 grams lighter than the 100S. Wow, 14 grams lighter. I don't know what they scratched out to drop 14 grams, okay? And the processor is X processor 5 and a Bayer sensor format 4/3. When maybe you know that's X-Trans cameras, X cameras by Fuji, APS-C, they have X-Trans sensor. And Bayer sensor is what you find on any other cameras, other brand, except Sigma with a 4-variant system, but that's it. And the format is 4/3 instead of typical 3/2 you find on APS-C and full frame, okay? 4/3 is more a format that was used in professional. It's not micro 4/3. Now 4/3, I speak about the ratio. Is professional film photography. At the time, 4/3 was really usual. Okay. The IBIS goes from 6 now to 8 stops. So 2 stops better. That's good news. Then the burst rate is goes from 5 frames per second to 7 frames per second. On the 102, it's 8 frames per second. So it's a bit better. Yeah. Thank you. Video capability 4K 30p. And honestly, many people will think, what's the difference? Is it justify all this? Well, right now I can tell you one thing. This camera is cheaper than what it cost when the 100S came out 3 years ago. So that's good news. They've bettered a few things and dropped the price. So it has never been so accessible to get 100 million pixels. So good news. As the heart of this camera is the same as the GFX 100 Mark II, same sensor, same processor. I don't show you everything because you could check another video. We've probably seen other review already. But there are things like the ISO, for example, it goes from 80 to 12,800, sorry. And you can force it to 40, 25,600, 51,200, and 102,400. I didn't do demo for the ISO, because I already did before, on the day of the magical night on the Friday 10th of May, where all the sky was pink. Unfortunately, I could not see it, but when the day after, on Saturday, I caught this. With the yellow light you see, it's not the city, okay? But what I can see is that this camera can handle really well night photography without any problem. As a Fujifilm camera, it has 20 film simulation. This includes the new Reala Ace. And as a medium format sensor, it's not like a APS-C and full frame that works on 14 bits of color. This one works on 16 bits of color. Honestly, your eyes will not see the difference. But when do you see it? When you're going to work on your picture in post-production, then it will avoid that it falls apart when you want to change colors or readjust anything, and this is the benefit of 16 bits. The only point on this camera, well, the GFX line that is a bit sad for me, I don't know if the word is sad, is the flash synchro. I would love to have 1/250th of a second instead of 1/125th of a second. Obviously, there is high sync anyway, HSS, but still, I would like to have this higher. I know it's really difficult without having a central shutter, because, or leaf shutter, basically because it takes time to read out such a big, large sensor to be able to sync with the flash, so that's the reason. But anyway, the fact that the basic ISO start at 80 gives you the possibility to really cut ambient light anyway, and it's like if you were at a synchro on 180th of a second. So it's not a drama either. For me, this is not a no buying criteria for me. That would not take the idea of buying this camera out of my mind anyway. Maybe a bit, because I really want this camera, okay? Obviously, I could tell you each feature of this camera, but the video will take 2 hours. So I recommend you check Fujifilm website. If you have any information extra you need, you can check it there. The big doubt, what's better? This one, the GFX 100S Mark II or S2, or the GFX 2? And that's a big question many people are going to ask, and I ask myself because I would like to get some GFX gear in my bag, okay? I love to have several types of cameras. I really love the GFX. So that's a big question. So there are two things, the inside and the outside. If we look at the inside, if we speak about image quality, nothing to worry about. It's the same quality, exactly the same sensor, no problem, you will get the same results. So if you're looking at the best image quality, nothing to worry, either camera will be fine, okay? Let's look at the outside. Well, the viewfinder here, when I tried it, I told Olivier, I said, oh, what a pity I tried the 102 first, because this one is not as good. And my first reaction was disappointment. And after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I forgot about it. And yeah, this viewfinder is brilliant. Also, it's not as good, yeah, maybe. But this one is far better than many other cameras I have anyway. So yeah, the viewfinder for me is fine. Here, the viewfinder, you cannot remove it. You cannot put the accessory to have it tilted. So if you're making a lot of pictures, like macro, on the floor, whatever, that could be a problem for you. Maybe you would like to have a viewfinder you can tilt. Yeah, it depends, okay? And the viewfinder quality, yes, is better on the 102, okay? Small details. Well, the texture now is the same on the body, so yeah, that's fine for me. That's great. And there are small details, like when you look at the top plate, this one is like this, the same as the GFX 100S and the GFX 50S2, but the 102 is slightly tilted. So it means when you're on top, you don't have to move the camera to read the screen straight away. These are small details. That sounds stupid, but it's very comfortable. And when you've tried it, you feel, whoa, that's nice. Something else. This one, you cannot put a vertical grip. So if you wanted one, you would have to check its older or yeah, sister, because it came out last year, okay? So these are physical features that could be influenced on your decision, okay? let's speak a bit more about the inside. The autofocus. I think maybe this one is not as good as the 102, but yes, it is better than the 100S. And honestly, for what I do, I didn't have any problem with the autofocus. So that wouldn't be a no-buy to get this one because of the autofocus, because it's fine for what I do. So no problem for me. If we look at the video side of it, honestly, I would not do video on the GFX. I know you can do it. Some people do it. Many people do it. If I wanted to do some video, yeah, probably would get the 102 because you have more possibilities. Yeah, it's more advanced, more things you can do. And yes, probably the right choice, I think. But for me, that I don't do video, obviously this one is more logical. The question is, let's speak about money. 2,500 euros difference between the two of them. Honestly, if you can afford the 102 and any lens you wanted, don't even think about it. Take it, go for it, buy it. You can afford it, you pay for it, you get the best. If you cannot afford it or you don't want to spend that much money, like it is my case, the doubt is it better to have like a 3-lens set with this camera or a 2-lens set with the 102? I would get the 20 to 35mm, the 55mm 1.7 and the 110mm and this camera. Or would I get the 20 to 35mm and the 110, leave a gap in between and get its older sister, I mean the 102? And that's my big doubt. But honestly, for the same budget in total, I think I would get this one with 3 lenses. But it depends on you. So if it's a matter of image quality, don't worry, any of the two is fine, okay? It will get the same result. Now, it's true that the other one is just incredible, fantastic. Is it a better camera in what way? Well, in details, things, differences. Does it justify 2,500 euros difference? Well, probably the viewfinder is a piece of art and that justifies a big difference. Also, the fact that you have more advanced video in there probably justify part of the price difference. But it's down to you. I think either camera, you will be really happy about them, but get the one you can afford. You don't have to really go over your budget for the 102 because this one is already fine. If you can afford the other one, get the other one. That's it. I will probably get this one. Okay, it's impossible to have everything, and well, I wish I had, but the day this camera comes out, a new lens also comes out, the GF 500mm 5.6, and yeah, I could not have it, but Olivier Saint-Jory from Fujifilm France had it, so he passed me some information. I read you some tech notes. 500mm, this is the equivalent, as I said, 396mm in full frame, 21 elements in 14 groups, 2.75 meter minimum focusing distance from f5.6 to f32, 9 blades in the iris, so it gives a really soft out of focus, 95mm diameter for the filter. The size of the lens is massive. 104.5mm diameter by 246mm long. The weight is 1.375 grams. But there is more. It is weather sealed. Obviously, this is not the kind of lens you use for a selfie in your house. So you probably use it for wildlife. That's logical. Second, it has 5 lenses with ED glass and 2 with super ED. Add to this, it has its own optical stabilizer of 6 stops. So if you look at it, this is really something incredible. Add to this that it is compatible with the magnifier 1.4. That's incredible. It means, yeah, no doubt Fujifilm with this medium format camera, GFX format, is making a big step forward for wildlife photography with medium format cameras, no doubt. So I think it shows the decision of Fujifilm to be everywhere with their GFX system. even for wildlife or maybe some sport photography, to have this longer lens. I think it's really interesting. Obviously, I could not make picture with it because I didn't have it, but Olivier did. So here, a couple of pictures he made with it to give you an idea. So thanks, Olivier, for this information. Now let's go back to the GFX camera, okay? Normally, I don't tell prices and dates on my videos because they may change the prices with time. But I published this video on the launch day, the announcement of this camera and gear, all this gear and lenses. So it's logical I tell you. Well, the announcement is today, 16th of May 2024. It's not the day I record, that's the day I publish, okay? And both the GFX 100S Mark II and the GF 500mm will be available for buying from the 17th of June 2024. The price, the GFX 100S Mark II cost 5,499 euros. I know this is money, but this is still 500 euros less than its predecessor, the 100S. So it's never been so cheap to get 100 megapixel. A few years ago, for 25 million pixel or 39 million pixel on medium format, you had to spend like 20,000 euros. So it's great news, great price. The GF 500mm 5.6 will cost 3,899 euros and will be available from the 17th of June 2024. So my conclusion, for me, this is a great camera. I just love it. This is the little sister of the 100S, little sister of the 100 Mark II. Yes, there are less things, but the image quality is still the same, and I think this is the most important part, that image quality is the same as the 102, and the viewfinder is different and a few things are different, but still, I think it's a great camera, and actually it's a pity I have to give it back, and I am seriously thinking of buying one because I just love it. Not that I need it, but the feeling of using this camera is just great. So if you're interested in getting one, I'll leave you links in the description where you can get it. So thank you so much, Olivier Saint-Géry from Fujifilm France, for lending me the camera. Thank you to you for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, the small button down here, and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. Also leave you links of my gear on Amazon, links of everything I reviewed by K&F Concept, Sandmarc, and Flashes by Westcott, more affiliated links, and also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.